everybody's well and enjoying the amazing weather. It's so hot. And we've got some very hot kittens running around the garden, but they're being really sensible. There's Luca, who's just come in for a little drink. Now he's heading back out into the wilderness that is our garden. So, in today's maths lesson, you are going to be solving the central question from last year. So, because you haven't been at school, you won't have seen this, but normally on our learning journey board, this time of year, we would have our holes problem. And that's what you're solving today. Now, it's not that tricky, it just takes a bit of explaining, so that's why I thought I'd do a video today. So, to start off, you just have a really quick task to do. So basically, you need 4 different colours and you need 9 of each colour. Now on Google Classrooms, I've suggested if you have 4 different coloured beads, that would work as long as you have 9 of each. But what I've done is just cut out 9 bits of paper and drawn an orange circle on them, which represents an orange hole. I've done the same with green, pink and blue. You can use any colours, but there has to be 4 colours and you have to have 9 holes for each colour, okay? So how many holes would you have in total? That's 9 times 4, 36. And this took me about 3 minutes to do, so it shouldn't take long. So pause the video now and go and sort out your 4 different coloured holes. Make sure there's 9 of each colour. Off you go. Right, I'm going to put these for one side because these are actually for challenge 2. So keep those safe, keep them out of the way of a fan. You don't want to be picking them up from all over the floor. And let's have a look at challenge 1 first. So it's all about keeping the warden happy. Because as we know, she's a bit stroppy at the best of times. Johnny knows that more than anyone, don't you, Johnny?
Absolutely.
So let's have a look. We have got Group D, so that's Stanley's group, are given the power to design their own digging area. So generous of the warden. However, of course, she has made up a new set of rules. Each area design needs to contain 36 holes arranged in lines and without gaps. And here is an example. Okay, so you can see there's no gaps, all the holes are adjacent, that means next to each other, and there's 36 of them. Now we could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and count them all, but we know from our knowledge of area, we can do the height, which is 4, times the width, which is 9, so 4 times 9, 36 holes. That's one example and one shape. Okay, you have to make as many different shaped areas as you can. Okay, now I've put here, top tip, use squared paper and make sure there are no empty squares between the holes. So the first thing that I suggest you do is list your factors of 36. So for this example, we had 4 going up, and we had 9 going along. And what shape would that be? It would be a rectangle, so that's one shaped area, okay? But there might be a different shape. So list your factors of 36 and think about how many shapes you can create. Now, I didn't have any squared paper here, I know, and I didn't have a ruler either. Can you believe that? But really neatly, I've done it on paper, okay? This is my 4 by 9 one. And then what I could do is just draw on my brown holes, making sure there are no gaps, because the warden doesn't want any gaps, and show that that is one of my shapes. I wonder if you could do a square. Would that work? Would 36 holes fit in a square? I wonder if you could do a composite shape, okay, or a rectilinear shape. A shape that isn't just simple like a rectangle or a square, I wonder if you did a shape like this, could you fit 36 holes in there? I don't know. Or if you did a shape like, I don't know, like a T. Okay, could you fit 36 holes in there? As long as there's 36 holes and as long as there's no gaps, the warden will be happy. So have a go at challenge 1 and see how many different shapes you can make. Okay, and then come back for challenge 2. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you got on well in challenge 1. I wonder how many different shapes you have made. So now challenge 2. This takes a lot longer. I remember last year the bell going for break time and some of my year 5s going, no please Miss David, please we want to carry on. Okay, so it does get quite addictive once you get in it. You really want to solve it. So let's see if anyone can. So challenge 2. The holes are dug by 4 different boys who have to dig 9 holes each. That is what these are for. 4 different boys, 9 holes each. Okay, that's why you had to make these earlier. Okay, so pick one of your shapes from challenge 1. I'm picking this one, my 4x9 shape. You can pick whatever shape you want from challenge 1, okay, but just one of the shapes. And it says here, now arrange the holes so that no holes dug by the same boy are adjacent in any direction. So that means if I have Stanley, which is pink, he could have a hole here, but he couldn't have a hole here because it says no holes dug by the same boy are adjacent in any direction. Adjacent means next to or near. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do this because it's still next to it, just diagonally. I couldn't do this. I could do that. But the warden said no gaps. So I'm going to take X-Ray's colour and I'm going to put X-Ray in between Stanley. Okay, and then I might put an X-Ray here. So at the moment, I think I'm sticking to her rules. No holes dug by the same boy and next to each other, that's fine, yeah. But I've got to fill in my whole shape, okay. I could keep going, I've got armpits colours, I could put those in. I could put zeros in. Okay, I've just put zeros holes in, so zeros orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes. But I'm going to have to move a few. I'm going to have to move this one because it's adjacent to these 2. If I move it here, it's adjacent to that one. I have to move it there. This one's adjacent to this one. I don't know where to put it. No. Oh. Maybe I'll move X-Ray. Sorry, X-Ray, put you there. Okay, so I've done all of zeros. I'm checking, zeros are fine. Right, now I'm doing X-ray. So far that's okay. Do make sure there's not a gust of wind lurking around, or else it will end in tears. You could always blue tack them on. Okay, so X-ray. Okay, 2 more for X-ray. Where could I go? Where could I go? Here, thank you, Johnny. Oh. No. It's really tricky. I'm stuck. This is why the learning objective is about trial and error. So trial means you try different things. Error means you get it wrong. But you've just got to keep going. I might have to move some of zeros now or some of Stanley's. I've only got 2 of armpits. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to armpits holes. But using one shape from challenge 1, can you solve challenge 2? It is a bit fiddly, but it is possible. Okay? Right, I hope that all makes sense. Good luck. If you do manage to solve it,
maybe get somebody in your household to check it and just sort of cast their eye over it and see if any colours are adjacent. If you think you've cracked it, is there a pattern? Can you spot a mathematical way of doing it rather than just trial and error? Is there a trick, I wonder?